Hey everyone, in the last video we covered algebraic fractions, right? We basically looked at fx over gx bigger than or equals to some constant, right? Well, whatever the inequality sign is. For this part of the video though, we'll be looking at fx over gx and then comparing it with another algebraic fraction or just an algebraic expression. So something like maybe you don't have fx, maybe use hx, or sometimes even hx over kx, right? So let's just look at one example first. So let's say fx over gx bigger than hx, or fx over gx, let's say hx. So let's say we have x plus 2 over, let's say x minus 1 bigger than x minus 2, all right? So same thing, right? We cannot just cross multiply because you don't know whether x minus 1 is positive or not, or worst case 0. So what we do is we combine them into one fraction. So what we can do is we basically have the denominator as x minus 1. So we change the denominator to x minus 1, you get x plus 2 over x minus 1 bigger than x minus 2 whole thing times x minus 1 over x minus 1, right? Then from here you just expand, right? So I'm going to skip some steps. So I get x squared minus 3x plus 2 minus away x minus away 2 over x minus 1. This would then be less than 0, alright? Then from here, it's just simply x squared minus 4x over x minus 1 less than 0. I then factorize out, which will be x times x minus 4 over x minus 1 less than 0. Then from here, it's basically the same as what we've been doing previously, right? In the previous video, you just simply consider the critical values. So we have 0, 1, and 4. So 0, 1, 4. So when we have x less than 0, what happens? When we have x less than 0, we have x. This is negative, and this is negative. The whole thing is negative, therefore this will be negative. Then positive, then negative, then positive, right? There's really no need to think this really true, right? It's just alternate thing, okay? So it's simply because we're not considering equals to 0, our solution is simply x less than 0, x between 1 and 4, all right? So this is how we do very simple algebraic fractions, all right? Now let's say we change the question now and we introduce another factor. So again, we have x plus 2x minus 1 less than x minus 2, but this time let's introduce another factor, let's say x plus 1, right? So now, same thing, right? Do not just cross multiply, but make them the same denominator. So what do we do by the same denominator? Very simple. We now have the denominator x minus 1 times x plus 1, which means that we will just simply quote-unquote cross multiply, but without getting rid of the denominator. So we have x plus 2, x plus 1 on the left, x minus 2, and x minus 1 on the right. The denominator would be x plus 1 times x minus 1. Then from here, you just you know, do your manipulation, right? So we have x squared plus 2x plus 2 minus away, here will be x squared plus 2x minus 2 over x plus 1, x minus 1 less than 0, right? Then from here, you just simplify to get 4x over x plus 1, x minus 1. Again, do your number line. So we have 0, minus 1, and 1, right? Now, less than minus 1, what happens? Numerator would be negative. Denominator would all be negative, therefore this would be negative. Then positive, then negative, then positive. Because we're looking at the whole function being less than 0, our answer is simply x less than minus 1 or x between 0 and 1, all right? Obviously, if somehow, let's say your solution is 4x times x plus 1 over, let's say, x minus 3 over x minus 2, then it will be a different number line. However, if the rare chance is that this is your solution, you can simply divide the factor off, right? And you'll be left with 4x over x minus 3, all right? So there we have it, a very simple continuation of algebraic fraction. It's just more algebraic expansion and simplification, all right?